It's 1:13 a.m. The glow of your screen is the only light in the room. Your hand hovers over the trackpad, not because you're excited, but because you're numb. You told yourself this is the last time, last week, and the week before that. But here you are again, not chasing pleasure, but trying to fill something hollow. And the more you scroll, the more you realize you're not addicted to porn. You're starving for connection. Here's the truth no one talks about. Most people who struggle with porn aren't lust-crazed maniacs. They're lonely. They're stressed. They're disconnected. Porn becomes the fastest, easiest, cheapest way to trick the brain into feeling something that looks like intimacy. But that feeling is counterfeit. It doesn't nourish you. It drains you. And just like eating junk food when you're starving, it leaves you hungrier than before. Every habit has a purpose. Porn's purpose? It hijacks your body's need for love, touch, and presence, and gives you a pixelated simulation of it. Think about the last time you used it. Did you feel deeply fulfilled? Or did you close the tab feeling emptier than you started? That emptiness isn't a flaw in you. It's the signal your body sends when it didn't get what it truly needed. Real intimacy is mutual. Porn is one-sided. It's a performance you're not part of. You're just borrowing the chemicals that love would have given you naturally. If the brain knows it's fake, why does it keep coming back? Your brain runs on dopamine, the motivation molecule. In real relationships, dopamine comes with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That pairing is nature's way of saying, you're safe here. Stay connected. Porn cuts the oxytocin out. It gives you dopamine spikes without the bonding chemical, which means your brain gets the chase without the connection. Over time, you start craving the high without even remembering the warmth it was supposed to come with. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. Your body thinks it's being helped, but it's actually being dehydrated. Here's the cruel part. The more you rely on porn for that rush, the less energy you have to build real connections. Why? Because shame builds walls. You stop flirting. You avoid intimacy. You fear being found out. So the very thing you turn to for comfort ends up isolating you further. You go from "this helps me cope" to "this is the only thing I have." And that's not just addiction. That's emotional malnutrition. Porn doesn't just eat your time. It eats your motivation. The projects you wanted to start, the dates you could have gone on, the friendships you could have deepened, they all fade when your brain gets used to instant pleasure. Because real connection takes effort, and effort feels harder when you've trained your brain to expect rewards in seconds. The worst part? You stop trusting yourself. Every relapse feels like proof you're broken. But what if the real problem isn't weakness, but starvation? Most advice says just quit. Block sites. Delete apps. White knuckle it. But here's the problem. You can't beat a hunger by locking the fridge. If you want to stop the craving, you have to feed the real need. You're not fighting lust. You're fighting loneliness. And the opposite of loneliness isn't porn-free streaks. It's connection. Not likes. Not follows. Not pixels. Connection where someone knows you, your flaws, your fears, your truth, and still chooses to stay. So how do you start? You don't wait for the perfect partner. You start with micro-connections. Call a friend instead of texting. Join a group, club, or class where you can show up regularly. Share something real, even if it's small, with someone you trust. And here's the magic. Every time you feed the need for connection, the grip of porn loosens, because you're giving your brain the oxytocin it's been missing. Suddenly, the screen starts to feel flat. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're human, wired for love, touch, and belonging. Porn didn't steal your willpower. It filled a void you didn't know how to fill. And the moment you start giving yourself what you really needed all along, that hunger changes. It's no longer a desperate grab for pixels. It's a patient reaching for people. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. You don't have to fight yourself. You just have to feed yourself with the connection you've been craving since the start. Because you were never addicted to porn. You were starving for something real.